it can't be just what Trump say, you know.
Them are aim to him. That's what I'm not you know. Them are telling
him brute. Come on, let us face it. Let us face it, Mr. Ingram. It is just brute force. We know that. Right?
No man, hold on. It's not what we know, you know. We'll look at it in the term of if the military went down there and took him out, there have to be some laws that were violated, and them must have hold him within certain some laws.
No, but at the same when then go for Gaddafi and say about weapon of mass destruction, and there was none. At the same thing. You understand? And right now,
no, they killed McGaffey in his country. That's the thing.
Yeah, but at the same time,
in his country.
At the same time, that is classified as an invasion. And the Bush fellow and the one from over my side should have been charged for war crimes. Let's face it. If it was any other country, they would be charged for war crimes.
In Iraq, who said sitting on there in Iraq?
Saddam Hussein.
Yeah. Because that time my daughter was over there. She did have to go over there. So I remember 2003.
I just think they are just doing things without even having any perspective. They might try to bully the countries. Look on Cuba. What kind of crimes Cuba commit against America? What crime? None. Just existing as a country is crime. And we are seeing that. So how come I perpetrate a crime? Who is him become a type of Venezuela commit crime? What about the crimes
so
of
what
America?
kind of law? So the big question then is, what kind of law they're holding him under? What kind of law him break?
Them agree as bullies. That is what's going on. Remember say the man them go to Latin America and destabilize every country down there. El Salvador, Bolivia, even Argentina, they will fight Argentina for your land off of their coast.
So are we, hear me hear about that too. So are we saying that he's not getting any justice where he is right now?
No, as far as me concerned, the oil he must fight for. Venezuela has the largest oil deposit.
And the type of oil too.
And the type of oil, the quality.
And the type. Yeah.
Yes. So guess what? That's what he's actually going after them for. Nothing more, nothing less. Right? Because remember, you know, and let us talk fear now. You had two pact world ruling the world before coming into the 80s. You had the NATO pact and you had the Warsaw pact. Right? The two people meet and say, all right, we in the NATO, we're going to dissolve the NATO pact. You in the Russia, dissolve the Warsaw pact. When Russia dissolved the Warsaw pact, the little man in America decides him not dissolving the NATO pact because he might try to gather other countries to come to NATO to form an alliance because NATO was only created to war against Russia. Everybody knows that. I can't speak that loud because the only reason why NATO existing is because they want a war against Russia. Right? And up to this minute, because 1982, I think, it was Mikhail Gorbachev who told the American people that, listen, when you carry a military base beside my border, that's a provocation and an act of war. He was warned from them times. You know what man do now? The man go right side the Russian border, go get a country for join NATO. Eh? That's an act of war. Let's face it. And we have learned to call a spade a spade. See? And they know they have a reason to fear Russia because Russia is far more advanced than they are. And it's all about media maligning and chatting down and talking a lot of bad things about Russia. That don't make Russia a bad country. You can't plant a GMO food in Russia else you go to jail. You understand? You can't plant nothing GMO in Russia. So the NATO alliance is only because they want to gather countries so that they can spearhead a war against Russia. That is the only reason why NATO is existing. That is why. Cinema try and Ukraine is right at the border. Why would you go and offer Ukraine a seat at the NATO seat? Ukraine is the north of the Atlantic. But they do that because they're provoking Russia into war. That's what America is doing. Everybody knows that.
Them can manage. They can manage Russia into war.
They can't manage. That is the point. They cannot manage Russia into war. And they coming with all of this media talk and Russia is broke. Russia is this. Russia is far more advanced than America. But the propaganda machine is rife out there. You understand me? A propaganda number try to use. And right now, Russia has by far more advanced. It's so far more advanced at technology than they are. Right? But everything America making broadcast to the world, everything Russia make is not known to the world. There's a difference. And they fear Russia greatly. So most of these people come and enough of them up here. Russia broke. Russia this. Listen me man, you go have a few million seats and go sit on one side. Any country we have the ability to turn iron oxide ore into aluminum. Be careful of that country. That's an introduction to technology. You understand me? You can take Fe2O3, that's iron oxide, and turn it into aluminum. Be careful of that country. That country is far more advanced than what they really think.
Wow.
Listen.
And the issue today when they say Ukraine strike at the president's residence, and Ukraine is still there, still fighting.
But well, I know up to now they not talk about the people in underground in Russia take out. The whole heap of officers from the west in our underground place in Russia take them all out. It's a sleep at night carpet.
All British soldiers.
Yeah, they not talk. They not make the world know say boy them thing are going. That's why you don't notice them slow down Al Jazeera News
Mr. Ingram.
International TV.
Mr. Ingram.
Yeah.
Mr. Ingram.
Yeah.
Listen. The Americans right now, they are shitting in this. They're shitting in the pants right now. I'm telling you as it is. They went and take out that man from that place because they want the man oil. Right now, Russia, China, and
South Korea
North
too.
Korea. Yeah,
And
South Korea.
the whole of them are burn them
They
out.
link up. They link up right now. And they say they want him back. This is not a joke. It's gonna be a serious.
It's gonna be a
thing.
serious situation.
Trust me.
It's like a man
Right
coming
now.
to your house and China
China have
in
China
want
have
your
the
wife.
61.
And you can't say
The
nothing.
61 bomb. The 61. You ever hear about the 61? You can't
Yeah,
even
about
find
it.
a uniform to fit to protect yourself at the moment. The oxygen bomb. Russia have the bomb we call Satan.
Satan. Yeah.
Who want to play with this type of thing?
The only
The
thing Russia
oxygen bomb
want.
take 20 minutes to circle the world, you know.
Well, I know.
20 minutes.
Russia just show the people them how him technology still. And titanium submarine can go depths to the water no other submarine can go. In a
North
jiffy.
Korea. North Korea.
North Korea. In a jiffy. So when America boasts about technology, America left couple steps behind. And they are trying to tell the world that they are leaders in technology. No way, they are liars. So they keep on doing these things, destroying governments, infiltrating armed countries and disrupting countries. Look what they do to America. Is responsible for the degradation of Latin America, you know. Look at what regime then happening in Latin America. America is responsible. See? That's a true 9 days talk.
9 days talk and true anytime them release them, they sitting there with the whole world.
And we are suffering, America suffer. And I like.
Yo.
Greetings, fire names.
But Bob, like those sound like a total obliteration to me.
Of course.
Listen, hold on, Mikey. You see these weapons that they have? The Satan will hit the world off its orbit. And then the 61 will send the world past Jupiter. That's how deadly they are. That's how deadly they are. Them not easy. Some serious weapons.
So where would those people be when those bombs are being exploded?
Knocks me.
Explode.
Knocks me.
So what's the point? What's the point then?
Like that. What's the point?
But what was the point of making the bomb when they drop at Hiroshima as well? By what America did up to now, America still have to pay them. People still have the effects of radiation up
North
to
Korea,
today.
man, David 77. North Korea, brother. North Korea, man, I talk about.
You understand me? Yeah, and
It's serious,
you know, one of the things,
serious.
one of the things, you know, is that what America dropped in Hiroshima, you know.
But Mikey, hold on, Mikey, you know what me happy about?
Yeah.
Our Prime Minister say they are not gonna get involved with this Caribbean thing. I'm very happy.
No, wait.
Very happy.
No, listen.
May I ask a question? Is it CARICOM himself not getting involved with?
Him late. I'm not trying to keep the people them safe as them late.
Sorry.
Is it CARICOM him not getting involved with?
No, I'm just a saying. No, we're talking the guy over for his side that day.
Venezuela business.
Him really want to get involved in that whole fuckery going on down there.
Okay.
You
But
understand?
but to the point. Here's my view on the issue.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, I think we need to understand that Trump is just a puppet in the whole scheme of things, and he's just him and him kids and basically just collecting spoils. The real elephant in the room has nothing to do with Trump. Him just taking orders. The new doctrine in the US, and I was reading some stuff.
Yeah.
They want to. There's a group, and we all know the group that infiltrate the two political parties in the US.
Yes.
And we know they are very powerful. They are the ones that is directing the United States foreign policy. And they have managed to, they are everywhere. Almost everywhere.
Yeah.
They may have not infiltrated the Chinese and the Russians. Well, they have tried to infiltrate the Russians, and Putin was able to conquer them. But they are still angry with him, and they are still upset with China because they want to infiltrate them. So basically, they are using the American military, and they are basically replacing Europe and France. The same strategy like they did in Africa, in the continent, slice up the continent like a wedding cake, Europe and France. It's the same strategy coming out. It's being used now in a different way. But they are using the United States military not to defend the borders of the US or its enemies, but to use them to conquer and control other countries' resources. That is what they're doing with the military now.
Yeah.
Totally different. the Monroe Doctrine. I mean, we saw what happened in the Middle East. We see what the Iraq, the Libyans, the Syrians. Listen, we all know there's a country in the Middle East that wants to dominate the Middle East, and they need America to weaken everybody around them so they can be the dominant force. And that's what it comes down to. I think the continent of Africa needs to brace itself. There are a lot of countries in Africa that I would refer to as some Judases, but they need to prepare themselves because they're going to be coming for their resources too.
Yes, did you know, Dean, you know that they tried to assassinate Traore recently, a couple of days ago?
I mean, he will be going through many of those things. It won't stop. France is still upset because they don't have access to the uranium that has been powering them.
Yes.
While 80% of Burkina Faso was in darkness while they were being powered with their uranium. So they are still upset, and they have teamed up with the United States. And I think what they're going to do is similar to what they do in Ukraine, which is that they're going to fight proxy wars and use their money power to influence probably countries like Nigeria and others to try and get this proxy war going to attack Burkina Faso or those three that has come together. And that's pretty much it went spread like wildfire. I mean, Boko Haram in that region was created by the West.
The West, yeah.
The West created Boko Haram like ISIS, and their job was to disrupt and take out leaders so they don't have to do it themselves.
Even the Palestine Liberation Army was created by the West, was funded by the West.
So Sir Ingram, I don't see where we're going. Sir Ingram, even though I am optimistic as well that Maduro, there is a possibility that Maduro could be released. And what it would mean is that because there are factions within the Trump administration that is still against him but pretending to care, they will set him up. So I'm looking to see where there is that impeachment on the table. It is going to resurrect itself. A lot of other things is going to resurrect itself.
Yeah,
Trump is not going to have an easy 5 years. When him exit that office, that's when him trouble going to start. Because the Democrats, as much as all the two-party system is controlled by the said people them that I was referring to, them still have them personal vendetta. Against Trump.
Against Trump, yeah.
So again, Trump is just collecting the spoils after the instructions that he gets.
So Dean, when I did tell Mr. Ingram that he could be released or he should be released, so basically I was correct.
There is a strong possibility.
Right. Yes, strong possibility.
If you are able to read the 25, the indictment. I was watching one of the channels and then went through some of the indictments, and based on what they're saying is in there, and it's very weak. It has no
weak. It's a weak,
very very weak
arrest.
And
this kidnapping. The kidnapping.
And they would have to get a judge that, and the judge that is there now. In fact, I'm a little wary of that judge. Some guy that have a last name that ends with Steen. I'm very wary of him, but I believe that there is strong possibilities, and that is going to be a major humiliation for the Trump administration, specifically Marco Rubio, who this is really his baby. He is the one that is pushing most of this. But there's going to be a serious rift in that administration. going
All right.
forward.
As you was talking earlier concerning with the
But
Nigeria situation and so.
we can't affect that administration. We can't
Say that
affect
again?
that administration. Rift
Rift?
can
Oh,
affect
yes,
that
man.
rift.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
man.
there was rift in the past.
You remember, you know?
Donald Trump.
All right.
Donald Trump run things.
But Ingram, if we remember the presidential election, you know, the 2016, you realize that even though Rubio is the Secretary of State, you realize that them don't have a good relationship, but them just pretending to like each other.
Mm-hmm.
You remember who came up with the name Lico Marco? You remember who humiliated Lico Marco? And now he's Trump's Secretary of State. It was Donald Trump, you know.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things going on. We have to watch and so it plays out.
Him stab himself in the back already, you know.
Yeah, man. But my one of my concerns is our reserves. Our reserves, because things will get sticky, you know. You see this oil, you see if they get them way, which I suspect they will probably try to get them way with selling some of this oil. I don't think it will last forever for them doing that. But I think them going to get some, right? And the price that it's going to be sold at will be of no benefits to us. And I think we might face the challenge of escalating gas prices at some point. What we enjoy now might just change.
Yeah, in our jiffy too. Honestly.
Well, Dean, as we say, the island want down Venezuela. That's the main thing. And right now, that oil in Venezuela basically belongs to China. Yeah, it basically belongs to China. Trust me, because Venezuela is in so much debt with China. So the only thing Venezuela had to do was say, alright, the oil. You understand? We are getting the oil basically. You understand? So it is going to be a major issue.
But Venezuela got their three tankers from the US, isn't it?
Yep, they did.
Okay. Alright.
And the next move what them are do now, you see them are going to Nigeria. A lot of British soldiers in Nigeria now.
Hey.
From just before Christmas.
So
Just
we also some good work in Nigeria then.
Have been deployed, right? And they hit Nigeria on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
About Boko Haram, and there is not nonsense. They are trying to build a fence to take the time and go in and throw it. That's what they are planning. They are trying to do. Really,
That is exact.
Mm-hmm.
So when they do all this, you see, when they molest these countries and hurt civilians like this, right? What about their countries? They're not feasting
That's what
on
they are
back
doing,
to their
man.
countries.
That's what they are doing. They are taking the time to go in slightly. They're creeping in basically. That's why they're doing these things and talk about Boko Haram, which they were the one who sponsored Boko Haram business. They are the one who, as well Dean tell you,
Yeah.
them sponsor it. Them do it in Libya as well. They get rid of Libya.
They sponsor the PLO. Right? They started the war in the Middle East against their governments, you know. Yo, Brethren, what if they started doing the same thing to these countries like what they are doing to their countries? Look how many Nigerians living in the US.
Said the new doctrine that is being deployed is conquer and control. The Europe seems to be tongue-tied, as if you notice, everybody who talk at the United Nations, them all, the first thing come out of their mouth is always that Maduro is not a good guy, but you must observe international law. So them trying to create a balance. right? As to say the man is this and is that, while them quietly say you must observe international law. But when it came on to Putin in Ukraine, everybody was very loud in Europe, right? About Ukraine, Putin going attacking Ukraine. But no, they're pretty much subtle when them open their mouth. Even the British Prime Minister spoke about international law is important, but if after talk to Trump, I mean, wait if you talk to Trump, you just voice your opinion and say it was illegal and it must become before an international court. The United States must answer. They don't have that strength to say that. So
yeah, but the Prime Minister over here so need to shut off him, keep a film mouth, so you know, because in the different way you support on.
You see, the thing about it, you see, the thing about it is that all of these governments are already infiltrated by those said people that I spoke about that controls the two-party system in the United States. It's very simple. It's very simple if they want to, if they decide to act, you know. Trust me, you know, they can switch around things, you know. So he has to be very cautious in the things he say. He have to be cautious. You understand? And Germany just the same. You understand? Them can always use the H word over them as a beating stick, but them can barely say what they want to say. But you see, at the end of the day, all of Europe used to do, and probably worse than what is going on now. Yeah. They used to do the same thing, and like I said, they all sliced up the continent of Africa like a wedding cake, and they had their fun. They developed their own countries and had their fun and created their own wealth. So here is America.
Like what am I doing in Jamaica?
Here is America now thinking that they can conquer and control and do the same thing. So you just have to watch how it play out, because guess what? We only can talk about it and give our opinions on the matter and what we think is gonna happen next. Right? But why there's nothing we can't really do. We have to watch them. It's them we have to figure it out. They will have to stand on what morality means to them to deal with the issue, because it can be dealt with, you know. And the key to all of this is the United States dollar. That reserve currency is the key to everything, right? Because
but that don't value nothing. It don't value nothing.
No, well, they say in our eyes, it doesn't value anything. But the fact of the matter is that war maintains its power. And as long as everybody around the world is using it to trade, then it won't change. Because remember, the Americans pay their debt. The Americans' debt is in US dollars. They can print their currency and pay their debt. Jamaica, we can't print.
This is why they get rid of.
We have to earn US dollars to pay our debt.
Don't forget, this is why they get rid of Gaddafi. Because Gaddafi said, nah, sell them the oil no more in a US dollar, the payment in a gold or whatever. And them say, yeah, so them just form an alliance and a coup and get rid of Gaddafi. The same similar thing like Boko Haram, spread rumors on the man. So they are liberating the country. They didn't liberate the country, they destroyed the country.
Liberate them pocket.
Right. It's just unfortunate, you know, Mikey.
They might liberate them pocket, brother.
them send how much them send troops right now, Ghana, Nigeria right now. Troops is down there. And
yeah, I mean, you remember Nigerian oil was being controlled by Halliburton back in Bush them time, you know. Father Bush, and then the young son They must say Halliburton was run by at one point by the Secretary of State that passed away. What name again? I don't remember what name.
Good morning again.
What are some of the greatest things that
By the way, coming to talk about that, wasn't there infighting about the Nigerian oil? Because
Hey,
Mickey, what you need?
You remember Halliburton? I can't remember the name of who was Ingram. You would probably remember. Secretary of State under Bush,
I just saw
the second Bush.
Colin Powell, was it Colin Powell?
Colin Powell was the Joint Chief of Staff
the Secretary of State
under George Bush. Yeah, man, the one that passed away the other day. You
John
had
McCain.
him. What name?
John
And
McCain.
John McCain.
No, man.
Me don't think so.
No, man. I can't remember his name. I went pull it up. But him and Donald Rumsfeld. Remember Donald Rumsfeld? You remember that they were? Yeah, remember that he and Saddam Hussein they were all chummy at one point. But getting back to Halliburton, they were controlling the oil out of Nigeria. And I think the plan is to do the same, is to go back in. Everybody wants to go in here. And as I say, the control strategy is what the United States is pushing right now. Anybody who has resources that don't bow to whatever their demands are is going to face their wrath, and that is where I see them going. But somebody in the comments was saying was talking about what they did in Venezuela. I mean, we agree that they broke serious international law, but international law don't mean no more. You know, say that. Them issue arrest for. Listen, look at how them operate. They issue that arrest for President Putin because of Ukraine, right? And the Americans was so much with it, and everybody else was we need to arrest him if him step foot in South Africa. But when they issue their warrant for Netanyahu, the rules change. When they said international court issue a warrant for Netanyahu, it's the same thing. It's just like, I mean, no, Netanyahu, the judge that's supposed to preside over the case of Netanyahu corruption. You see, he drop off a bike and dead. Oh, sorry, and alive.
wow.
And his case been going on for how many years now? His corruption case.
Mm-hmm.
Even Trump called them and asked them to pardon him. You imagine that? But it's really sad. It's really sad because, I mean, you see Trump pardoning unknown the Honduras drug lord president, while accusing Venezuela of stuff that they have no evidence. Them just fabricate them thing, and that's how they operate. You get what they want.
Brothers and sisters, morning again. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Stout. Thank you, Tiny. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Walker. Marsha, good morning. Thank you. Have to leave at 10:30. Have to leave. Thank you, Dean, for your rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. The morning after the day before, and we spent a little time here and we chit-chat about a lot of things, but we have to run at this time. Thank you so much, Virgin, and thanks for the likes. 33,000 likes this morning. That was good. Thanks for the likes. Thank you, Stout. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you for joining me this morning. And we meet again tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. We meet again the morning after the day before. Thank you. Have a good day, have a blessed day, and be good. Keep safe. All the best. Thank you.